Hello YouTube and fellow Star Wars collectors! On this episode of Toys Are the Way, we will be taking a look at all of the Vintage Collection Deluxe figures that are currently available and which one is my favorite to date. If you're new to the channel or a fan of Star Wars collecting, be sure to smash a like on this video, remember to subscribe, and make sure to ring that bell to stay notified. The Vintage Collection Deluxe figures have been a nice addition to the line, and while there have been some questionable decisions in terms of the price and number of accessories included, I wanted to take a look at these sets and share my thoughts. Taking a look, you can see all of the Vintage Collection Deluxe figures that have been released in this box style thus far. These releases have definitely helped continue to grow the line and world build the Mandalorian universe, which is great to see. Taking a step back, it really is a nice assortment of characters and accessories. The Imperial Stormtrooper Navarro Cantina, Ahsoka Corvus, the Incinerator Trooper, Boba Fett Tatooine, the Dark Trooper, and Paz Vizsla have all been welcome additions to my collection. But of course the question still remains, are we getting the most out of our dollar, and which set is the best? So let's take a look at what each of these sets has brought to the table. The Mandalorian Maudo Crease set was the first offering that kicked off the deluxe figure releases, and while that packaging style would later change, it opened the door for more world-building accessories. Shortly after that initial Walmart exclusive, an additional 3 deluxe figures were announced through Walmart: the Imperial Stormtrooper Navarro Cantina, Ahsoka Corvus, and the Incinerator Trooper. Moving forward with the plastic-free packaging, we saw another 3 characters released that would be available everywhere: Boba Fett Tatooine, the Dark Trooper, and Paz Vizsla, who was recently delivered to many of our collections. Thank the Force that the plastic-free packaging has not replaced the timeless vintage-style cardback and bubble for non-deluxe items. While these world-building sets theoretically fit better inside the non-bubble packaging, I still lean towards the Maudo Crease set and cardback. It's a much better display piece, and the boxes just do not have the same Star Wars collectible appeal, at least when it comes to figures and accessories. Lastly, let's take a look at the prices, which have to be taken into consideration when rating each set's overall value. The Maudo Crease set was $26.49, while the Imperial Stormtrooper Navarro Cantina, Ahsoka Corvus, and Incinerator Trooper were all $20.97. Boba Fett Tatooine then started the price increase with $26.99, the Dark Trooper at $27.99, and recently Paz Vizsla also at $27.99. Starting at the bottom of my list is the Incinerator Trooper. This was definitely a great set that went wonderfully with our Navarro Cantinas, but at the same time, it's the second release of this Trooper, but now with rocker ankles and additional accessories. The set includes the Incinerator Trooper with the same weapon and flame accessory from the mainline release, but now has 3 additional plastic flame effects and a scene-specific Grogu, force pushing the flames away. While this is no doubt a great set with lots of accessories allowing us to recreate that memorable scene in The Mandalorian, it also does not bring a whole lot of new to the table. I absolutely appreciate the upgraded rocker ankles on this figure, but the fuel tanks and hose on the backpack are still upside down and not accurate to what's seen on screen. This would have been a great opportunity to fix that unfortunate mistake. Moving on, we have number 6 on my list, Ahsoka Tano and Grogu from Corvus. Once again, another amazing Vintage Collection figure that was released in the main line and brought some incredible sculpting and articulation to our collections. This deluxe set includes the same figure and sabers from the mainline Corvus release, but now includes a wonderful soft goods cloak, which many collectors argued should have been included with the cardback figure. The set also includes another scene-specific Grogu, a floating rock, control knob, lantern, and Morai, the small owl accessory that is one of my favorite TVC items ever. This small character is an important aspect of Ahsoka's story going back to the Clone Wars episodes focusing on the Mortis gods, and is something I never thought we would ever see. While the set has a decent amount of accessories, it is essentially a repack with a number of items that I think could have fit on a TVC bubble. Next, we have the Imperial Stormtrooper Navarro Cantina, which includes an all-new E-Web cannon, something that many fans have been hoping would be released in the Vintage Collection. Mid-size accessories such as this one are essential world-building items and really allow fans to elevate their shelf displays. The set also includes the first all-white standard Stormtrooper, but now with rocker ankles. And up until this moment, the Rogue One VC-140 Stormtrooper was the definitive version of this character. The E-Web cannon consists of 3 sections that can be broken down into smaller parts: the power generator, tripod, and main cannon. The sculpting on the E-Web is a huge upgrade to the previous versions, and the engineering that allows you to disassemble this item allows for a plethora of different poses. All in all, this is a strong deluxe item. Coming in at number 4, we have Boba Fett Tatooine, who at first glance may not have the same deluxe punch as the Imperial Stormtrooper Navarro Cantina and E-Web Cannon. While that release was a simple partial tool of an existing Stormtrooper with a hefty accessory, Boba Fett Tatooine brings a newly tooled version of this character's new media look to our collections. The accessories included in the set are a jetpack, removable helmet, blaster pistol and rifle, jet flames, battle-damaged Stormtrooper helmets, and a removable rocket with flame accessory. While the price increase and lack of any large world-building accessory was an instant red flag for many in the community who were and are still very tired of the relentless Boba tax, it's hard to deny how wonderful this figure truly is, but perhaps a few more accessories could have been a nice solution. Moving on, we have number 3 on my list, Paz Vizsla, who I think I can safely say is my favorite action figure out of all the Vintage Collection Deluxe releases. Similar to Boba Fett Tatooine, Hasbro brings us another newly tooled character that was desperately needed in the Vintage Collection. Paz Vizsla is an all-new from the ground up figure and comes fully loaded with all of the accessories seen with the character in the Mandalorian series. The set includes the Vibro Blade, removable jetpack, wrist shield, jet flames, and heavy infantry blaster rifle and effect. Sadly, it took us nearly 3 years and change to finally get this figure into our collections, and while it is a stellar release that packs a punch, I do feel it could have used another world-building element, such as a barrel or crate from Navarro. Next up, we have number 2 on my list, the Deluxe Mandalorian and Grogu from the Maldo Kreese set. This is a wonderful example of world building, updated articulation, and accessories. The Mandalorian is a notoriously repainted item, and this time Hasbro opted for a snowy version of Din Djarin, which actually looks rather awesome. Additionally, the figure now sports the updated thigh armor seen in the show and rocker ankles, which is a must for a hero like the Mandalorian. The set also includes 2 small spiders, a medium-sized arachnid, Din's blaster pistol, Grogu, and the spider egg. Not only was this an excellent way to finally get some beasts into the Vintage Collection, but it allows fans to recreate scenes from the Passenger episode. Some of the only downsides are the lack of a soft goods cape and a Frog Lady release in the Vintage Collection. Lastly, activate the Dark Troopers, because they are coming in at number 1 on my list of the best Vintage Collection Deluxe figure sets. Not only do we have an all-new from the ground up figure with a number of accessories for the character itself to be displayed with, but we also have an essential world-building item that allows us to build out a scene from the powerful Mandalorian rescue episode. The Dark Trooper set includes a pair of swappable hands, the blaster rifle, jet flames, and the infamous charging station, which is composed of 5 separate pieces and can be disassembled and connected to multiple stations, allowing fans to recreate the cold base storage seen on the Imperial Light Cruiser. It's this combination of new tooling, various accessories, and a world-building item like the charging station that make this set feel like a deluxe item. While the Dark Trooper set offers a lot and makes it feel like we're getting the most out of our dollar, the deluxe price of $27.99 is very challenging, even with discounts. Mostly because this character is an army builder. You can't just have one Dark Trooper. But regardless, I think the set offers the most in terms of accessories and the figure, making it my top pick. I hope you've enjoyed this video and taking a look at each of the Vintage Collection Deluxe figure sets that we currently have in the line. The Dark Troopers take the number 1 spot for me, but be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to smash a like on this video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really helps and is always greatly appreciated. Thanks everyone, and may the Force be with you.